genius. You should write for WWE at some point, Trip.
I signed the app. I mean, I did the application and I didn't hear back.
What was your what'd you put on your application as like?
It legit was a joke, like thing to do. Like, let me see.
Got on like skinny jeans and Nike boots. Feel like Wale. Anyway, go ahead. Hey guys, this is not our regular record day.
Channel live. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it's a reason why it's not our regular record day.
Because we're at 700 subscribers now.
We shouts out to the subs out there. Shouts out to anybody tuning in right now. Shouts out to anybody again. If you're hitting subscribe on that youtube.com/Black Wrestling, appreciate you. Do something for Black History Month. Let that be fucking with us. Y'all know why the fuck we here. My day was one thing, and then I saw, was it on Twitter? Was it a tweet?
It has to be Twitter. At this point, everything's Twitter.
I think it was it might have been the Sean Ross Sapp tweet where they were saying that word is Cody's gone. Is he going to the WWE? And then he made it official. Cody Rhodes. I'm not gonna read
the whole thing.
This, but know that he loved his time at AEW. He shouted out everybody. If you want to pause this and take a screen grab and read it, you can. Let's live forever. AEW also dropped a statement calling Cody and Brandi an integral part of the launch of AEW. Well, I guess, is it just Tony Khan? I don't know if anybody else has actually reached out or anything. But
yeah, no, we got Cody. Cody said,
my wife.
And a beautiful.
That motherfucker's
princess.
Crazy. Piece of the squad, piece of Ken Lewis. Let me take this shot.
Well, no, I found out because I was going through the messages on IG, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And I scroll up and I read. I was like, holy shit! So you guys broke the news to me.
It's weird. Now, when you see, mind you, from what I'm understanding right now, this is not a work. But when y'all saw this, was the initial thought like, yo, what's going down on Wednesday?
Still not convinced all the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, Bam is the.
I'm never convinced that it's like I just don't. It's wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody's a criminal. Everybody lies to you every day. You know what I mean?
But
everybody.
What if it's a work? What is it just to get the pro wrestling world talking? Like,
why am I always so mad at Cody Rhodes, Cal and fam? Why am I always mad?
Called him a bitch. You said retire, bitch.
That nigga was trying to slide in after him. He wanted a little piece of Brandi.
Retire, bitch.
No, it's because he always wants the attention.
You got the link?
Literally in your email. Literally in your email.
He wanted to be a superstar. He didn't want to be Stardust. He wanted to be star at the top of the card. Vince McMahon's like, nah, look who your daddy is. And then Cody Rhodes with his list of like, but I'm trying so hard. Like,
stop.
I'm doing the best I can.
Hard times.
David.
No respect. No honor.
No one.
See, if
no
you walk
one
around and your daddy's football team is trash. You understand? See, I seen Joe Namath at the Super Bowl, baby. He had a fur coat on like mine and Magnum TAs. So you got to understand. We don't play all this little bit of guys running around here. No.
Is that it? Is that it? You just don't want to be around Dan Hougens?
So that was the rumor. I sent it. Cal, you had saw it, and then you shared in the chat that apparently he's mad at Tony Khan for trying to be all in the video, doing all the interviews, probably thinking that he can book everything, whereas it seemed like in the early days, it was probably a group effort.
What I did hear was that there weren't issues. From what I understand, piece of Jay Phillips, peace out to you, homie. From what Alvarez was saying on Wrestling Observer Live this morning, peace to Semper Vivi. The thought was
Oh, you're talking about Serene right now. I was like,
Another one of your daddies.
my other phone.
The
Both
thought
your
was
daddies in the
that
chat. My two dads is in the chat.
that's the name of the episode. No, I'm kidding. Because they might think it's me and Fam, and
It is. And math and
kind of. We might be one black dad. We kind of just share it. Like one day, Fam might be your daddy. Next day, I might be your daddy. I don't know.
No,
But
extra children, man.
that's what I'm saying. Like my pockets is only
me and Gene Cena. The resemblance is uncanny.
Hey, yo, that's very funny.
Wait, hold up, because I had to during
Gene Cena.
the end of the episode, I had to I was just trying to find the image.
That's great.
I had to make the still. Shouts out to Gene Cena. It's piece of Mike Steph. It sounds like
No, sir.
Big Mike. This is your child, okay? You take care of Driphausen. That is not our concern.
Yeah, no, sir. Fam and Simp sound nothing alike
at all. But I from what I understand, the relationship between
about the same size.
It's facts. The relationship between all the EVPs was supposed to be good.
Big sense.
They were supposed to be cool, so I don't think there was any from what I'm understanding, it doesn't sound like there's anything specific towards his people. Now, Tony Khan, I don't know. I've not heard much outside of what happened today in regards to any type of back and forth. That's all my dads in the chat. That's funny. We're gonna have to do an episode like that one. Just get all Father's Day, get all the Drips daddies.
Yeah, that's why I pitched that last year. But yeah, we gotta get everyone. Yeah.
Well, now you got more daddies though.
Am I Mark Henry?
No, but you do have a white daddy.
That's good. That was better.
I couldn't say that part. That would have been too much.
No, you just can't say nigga. Everything else is cool.
Facts. Well.
The innuendo is fine.
Yeah. Within reach.
Walk a tightrope.
It's CM Punk syndrome.
Well, it's not the CM Punk syndrome as much. So the rest of my point was,
so he basically unhappy like CM Punk's always sleepy.
But he wanted to prove himself, right? Like everyone who leaves WWE, they want to go and prove Vince McMahon wrong, and then more or less, they don't. But he did. He started a rival company that defeated the man that was going to run the company one day's promotion,
right?
Brand, to be more specific. But my whole thing was that he glowed up, he dyed his hair, he got the tattoo, he was gonna look who he hung around with. He aligned himself with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page. He just rode the coattails.
Hey, what's the
redacted squirrel
trying to get over, yo? What's the little nincompoop in this squad? I don't even use that word, but what's the nigga be with him? C.W. Anderson. What's that nigga name?
Marshall?
Yeah, C.W. Anderson. Yo.
C.W. Anderson is hilarious.
It's very similar.
Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious. C.W. Anderson is hilarious.
Hey yo, if C.W. Anderson pop up in WWE, just keep Cody. I don't want him. You keep him and his wife and his little dog.
C.W. Anderson is fucking hilarious. Well, no, because you know what the thing is like I never seen C.W. Anderson wrestle. I only know his name from the fucking Pro Wrestling Illustrated back in the day, because he'd be in those random ass territories. But he
was also on ECW.
But he could
after because he was like he was supposed to be like a fake ass. He was like a super fake ass. He was like the Anderson third remove stepchild type.
I think his gimmick was supposed to be like a throwback. Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. So,
I don't think to be an Anderson, but I mean to like bring that back. Like Anderson was such a popular last name. I think he was trying to recapture that.
No, yeah, but like it was specifically like I need the name. Like I remember reading in him having the name was like it was supposed MJF is. I
don't think so. No. I think that is the last guy. I think before Tony Khan. You know what I mean? Just goes and puts a goddamn XFL jersey on. MJF be the last guy.
Well, wait,
I guess so.
But was it on the Black Wrestling Podcast around the time when Swole, a piece of OG Johnny 5, shouts out to RNC. OG Johnny 5 posted a tweet earlier today talking about how we don't talk enough about Swole and that podcast and the impact that it's having. I mean, things like there's a lot going on. I mean,
It's about to make Keith Lee a main eventer.
Swole took that curtain and she pulled it, and now we're starting to see what a lot of people
speculated
over the last couple of years.
Well, who was just saying the same thing that she was saying, but they wasn't black.
Rashida, yeah.
What she said? I didn't see that. Math said it last week. Piece to Math. Actually, this came in today. This shit is hard. If y'all didn't cop, I'm sorry. But
no, we had said it when it happened because
the Yardbird is hard.
That no one had talked shit about them before. No one had ever aired their grievances against AEW, so that was going to cause change because Tony Khan's so reactionary and he can't stand criticism.
Right.
So he had to right that wrong. But he still never apologized because he's a fucking coward. But yeah.
And enemies did get swollen. They got swollen the pod tomorrow. If you go through the Black Wrestling pod, archives, we had a piece of brother family. Back when we was trying to get in our interview grind crazy. There's a couple of Johns in the chamber from about 3-4 years ago. Shouts out to Swole for that for looking out back then. But I mentioned her to say we're in a situation now where AEW looks a lot different in the light for a lot of people. I think for a lot of people, I don't want to say today felt like a day where they kind of understood or it felt a little realer. Because I didn't check the AEW Twitter timeline. I don't be on them trolls like that. But I imagine some of their lives were kind of turned upside down in regards to, the idea of AEW being this community where nothing's going on, everybody's cool, because one of the EVPs motherfucking gone. Fan about the mukbang for real.
But I mean, they have Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Kenny Omega still. That's why they all got the EVP title card because they wanted to run it as a team.
Jackson,
I
Jermaine. What is that in Jermaine Jackson here? Boy, I'm sorry.
Fucking motor oil. He just WP4.
That nigga must have ate the Beijing and spit it up and just was like,
oh, that's how it looked. Yeah, for real. Just leave it like that.
It looked like he put the Beijing on a spoon and just fired it up and just put a little bit.
We talked a while ago about I was watching it back. Shouts out to the Corner podcast. We had a conversation with them, or we've had these conversations about rapper equivalents to hip hoppers. We had a conversation about Triple H and his status compared to some of the other icons at that time. Well, because the EVPs, if you're talking about Kenny Omega, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Cody Rhodes, it's fair to say Cody's number 4 out of that 4.
Yeah,
I thought he was 1.
I'm in ring. Let me say in ring in AEW. He's not the flippy guy. He is the
let's get serious.
He's the big dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the one, especially in the early AEW. He was putting on the matches that felt like. That's funny.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like
he was mixing more of the WWE shit in there than anybody else. It was real big storytelling as opposed to
him and Dustin, him and Sean Spears, and then him and Chris Jericho, then MJF, the ultimate tie-in where like he couldn't challenge for the title after him and MJF.
It always had to be something. It couldn't be in the ring.
The leader, yeah. I mean, his mentor.
And I wonder if. Because I was listening to Wrestling Observer earlier today, and there was one point that was made that Cody Rhodes is 36 right now.
Chicken and Nokia.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what the age breakdown is. He's really mukbanging. I don't know what the age breakdown is in AEW, but I'd imagine Cody's on the older side. And if he's on the older side, they're bringing a lot of younger cats that flipping and doing all types of wild shit. At a certain point, you get phased out because you're not that.
But wait. But hasn't he gone over Aleister Black, Andrade, Anthony Ogogo? These
he wrestled Anthony Ogogo.
Sammy Guevara, did he go over him?
I will say,
and he beat Ricky Starks when Ricky Starks debuted.
I mean, he beat
Darby Allin
everybody.
Yeah.
He had he beat Sonny Kiss, all of them. Anybody that was black that he was facing as a champion, he was beating them. It wasn't until, but I guess now the whole Sammy Guevara, the fucking cutter off the ladder, all that shit makes sense because that would technically be his last AEW match, right?
Yes.
I'm surprised I didn't see it on. I should have had this theory cooked up a couple of weeks ago. I would somebody would resign him.
All right, so I'm gonna push back a little bit, Zell. With this comment, just because none of them niggas is real Bullet Club members.
They're not originals.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. So BTE, I started watching that after that Wrestle Kingdom with Okada and Omega. And that's when I started following New Japan more. And initially it was just Omega, Adam Cole, and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Cody started to join, so did Hangman Page and Redacted Skrull, the villain.
That's when he left WWE.
That's when he was in ROH, yeah. But then they had the deal with New Japan, and he had joined Bullet Club. And you can like see going forward, he kind of gets more time and more shine. And a year later, he's the one at front and center pushing for the All In show, challenging Dave Meltzer that we're going to sell out 10,000 seats. He rode their coattails, their internet cred, to establish himself in this crowd, which is so anti WWE and more pro work rate, Japan, Bullet Club, all that. Adam Cole left. Kenny Omega's not the best talker, as we all know.
Nope.
The Bucks, they all kind of pissed people off. Hangman wasn't ready yet, and Hangman and Marshall were the young up and comers at that time. Like they were potentially going to be the future. But Cody Rhodes is the one guy who could have the commercial appeal because he'd been on TV for a decade. So he was the star to put front and center. That's when they created the whole like Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes Bullet Club Civil War. They branch off and just have the Elite. They're not even part of the Bullet Club towards the end of All In.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
He used that the Young Bucks needed someone like that to put them over the top in the mainstream. They wouldn't have gotten over with just good matches on the indies and ROH and PWG and Japan and all that.
Facts. It's one of those things where maybe the idea that ended up happening was we've got these three indie guys, these flippy motherfuckers that have a lot of indie cred. They can't, like, you need somebody with name recognition. And regardless of how good or bad Cody was on TV the most. He was on he's the son of a plumber. Like he came in there with a rep.
He led that amazing when they were in the parking lot of the WWE show. He had the megaphone and he's like, and he did the Independence Day speech. And that was them retaliating against the cease and desist.
He can also cut a promo when he needs to.
How should we have retaliated?
The cease and desist?
Yeah, we got Dallas. We gonna see you niggas, man.
How should we have retaliated?
Dallas, we gonna see you niggas, man.
I should have cut a promo.
I gotta call Master P. Let me see if I can hold this tank. Call up X-Pac.
I should have cut a promo.
Nah, we gotta pull up on them niggas, man.
Now we can, because at first we just had to lay low because then we could get the slick off. We could get the one night only off.
Yeah, we gotta get these bars off. Now everybody.
Now it's time, because it's still going. They didn't shut us down for good.
I know, Matt. The thing is, we got more bars to get off.
We got this one.
I don't even have that shit.
We got this one. Yeah.
Matt, no, I didn't grab one when we was in New York. It was a box, and I'd never grabbed. The problem was
smart thing not to just grab something from the box.
Ask permission. The one thing I hate is when I've not sat down to eat, and someone's like, "Yo, this ass," or like, "Yo, this don't taste good." I'm like, I didn't even get to touch it, and I'm already like, Math has said earlier in the day, I don't like the way this print came out.
Yeah, you said he didn't like it. That's why there's only I think 5 or 6 of them.
I already knew what I was wearing to the Jobber Talk event, so I was like, cool. I didn't grab the crew, but then the next day it was when we got back, nobody was.
Because we thought Davis was dead. I remember that.
Davis, I had the fam said, "You better jail knock on that." Boo, 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 boo. I think
I do like.
Drip
I looked at the phone. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be late." Like,
it's funny. Do you guys think Cody always wanted to go
Yes.
back to WWE? Is what Eddie James asked.
He wanted to beat
100%.
up. He wanted to take Triple H place. He wanted to do it to Stephanie. All that. That nigga really.
No.
Yeah. He want to be. He want to
Well-
be Paul. He gonna change his name to Paul.
That's Semper Vivi again. I listened to Semper Vivi early because he brought up an interesting point. This was Cody. Thank you, Zell. Again, all praise due to money making Math Damon.
Merch making math.
Remember,
Current predictions champion. But
Hey,
not
the
for
first
much longer.
Patreon episode is gonna be 2 seconds long. I'm just gonna tell y'all that nigga whole real name.
Oh, I can do that right now. It's
nope, don't do that. Not while he's not here, at least. No, but remember, Cody's the one who got the whole sledgehammer.
That's not the first time he asked.
Not the first.
That's not
he
the
had
first time he asked
Candy.
Brandi to hammer him.
This one? You sure? And she's like, yeah, this one. We good. No, but he watched the throne. And this was all Triple H shit. Isn't it weird?
Don't forget the shovel cowl. Just months ago, he brought out the shovel. And he was like,
I didn't grab a shot of the shovel.
wink, wink.
But that's crazy. But is one of the
That
matches
man's real name is Joseph. Okay.
are we going to get the Raw where Cody starts out on the mic and then Triple H? That's a match that match is ready. It's true. She did.
No. Triple H is not working any more matches.
You don't think we would get Triple H and Cody?
He's not even going to be working in the company.
That nigga heart broke, man. Literally.
We about to get Stone Cold Steve Austin next month.
Yeah, but
That's
everybody
different.
coming back from spinal stenosis. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Cody Rhodes, Triple H, WrestleMania.
Plus,
And
Austin's
nigga
on that
Hart don't
goddamn
work.
Sledgehammer on a pole.
That nigga gonna need a defibrillator on a pole. He keep messing around with these wrestling matches. Listen,
Cody Rhodes, Triple H, Mania. I want it. Give me the chaos.
A hammer
remember-
on a pole match. How do you hear yourself right now?
Sledgehammer on a pole match. Let's go. Cody is
so I guess we're bringing back Russo too, huh?
shit. Hearts brought her back.
That's all Hearts. Yeah, that's all Hearts is doing.
Hearts. I love that motherfucker. But
But no, I do think from the start he wanted to go back. Just like Zack Ryder, if they called him back 3 months from now, he would take it instantly. It's the same thing. Like the only reason they're in the spot they're in is because they were in WWE for so long, and they were never going to get past their ceiling because Vince McMahon didn't want that.
Drip.
They could get over every gimmick, which they did. They could. Zack Ryder looked like how a superstar should look in Vince McMahon's eyes, and Vince McMahon was like, "Nah, you ain't it."
I love what you're saying right now, Drip.
But if Zack Ryder got the call 3 months from now, he would drop that NWA title in the trash and go back and job to fucking Los Lotharios.
Math, I'm glad you're not on the pod. You wilding right now. But Drip.
Clear.
Drip, I'm glad you said
That's the new Triple H entrance. Clear. Time to play the game.
This is why earlier today this is why I brought up Drew McIntyre. Because
That's why they had that in the DX intro, fam.
It was his fucking heart monitor.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Clear.
Break it down.
That's great.
You guys are mean. He's got a real hard issue.
He actually
Fuck him.
Ah!
Big Mike, you like
Anyway, Cal, what were you saying, Cal?
Big Mike, this your son today.
Cal, what were you saying?
This is why I brought up Drew McIntyre. What you just explained sounds exactly like Drew McIntyre.
Nah, because that's a guy Vince McMahon wanted to succeed, and
But
he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
He
Trip.
wasn't. That nigga had learned to do this.
He had a run for a minute. He had an Intercontinental Championship run for. He had a run on SmackDown for a little while, and then at a certain point, at facts
Exactly.
At a certain point,
and he didn't look like Roman Reigns yet.
But
He looked like Seth Rollins.
This is what I'm saying. Vince liked this guy enough to call him the chosen one or whatever. Got the title on him. For whatever reason, the fans didn't like it, whatever, it didn't work. He stuck him in the bullshit ass gimmick with the Maharaja and whatever his name is, and it was Rap City. He was gone. What did he do though? He went to Europe. He grinded for a couple years. He got the beard. He did enough to where Vince was like, "Yo, that's the guy. I'm not
Triple
saying
H brought him back.
He
No,
did
Triple H brought him
learn a
back.
giant kip up because nobody
again,
that size. told
like
you.
I said, he leveled up. It was an obvious improvement from the time he left to the time he immediately came back. But what I'm saying is, it's not a 1-to-1 to Cody. But if you look at what Cody was, they gave Cody the white fucking Intercontinental title. They were doing shit with him that it was him, Randy, and they had the whole legacy shit. Like, he was getting looks. And then
Everything Cody did, much like Jericho, he was able to somehow make it work.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre couldn't do that.
But
I mean, yeah, Cody. At the end of the day, Cody is very smart business wise.
He's smart.
He's groomed, and when I say smart, I'm not talking about intelligent, but he knows pro wrestling.
This is
And
what I'm
He was
saying.
born into it. He was born into it. Matt had a great point. He was not an AEW. I mean, he wasn't a WWE guy. He was a Dusty Rhodes guy. But then now he's an AEW guy. Matt was right when he said that.
But this is what I'm saying though. Just like Drew McIntyre went to Europe and got the kip up, got the beard, got his weight up, is the same way Cody went to ROH and New Japan and did all this other shit. He figured out how to become the best version of himself. And I mean, we can talk about him being good or bad at pro wrestling all day, but guess what? If motherfuckers talk about he's making $3 to $5 million coming back after 6 years off this all this bullshit, he actually did better than Drew, if that's the case. I don't care what that match is going to look like in the ring. In terms of working Vince to make him think that he was a valuable player, he won.
what I'll say is Vince will rationalize it like this. This guy will come back with a big following, but I was right. This guy is still not a main eventer.
But is that something he's saying at WrestleMania? Or is that something he's saying in 2025 when Cody's then gone after whatever the situation is?
He's not going to make it to 2025.
Who knows? Drew McIntyre still here?
No. I mean, like he'll want to be released by then.
Maybe. I'm piece of peeps. I'm of the mind that at 36, this is Cody's last run. He's old as all these other old.
He said that. I think he said
Nah,
39.
Niggas is wrestling till 55, 60 at this point.
What I'm
regular.
I think
We are discussing. We had a whole discussion about goddamn Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, you're right. But Stone Cold Steve Austin can do a lot, and he clearly has done a lot and not have to be in the ring. I think where Cody is right now, where he's again, because we haven't even talked about the fact that he's still hosting Go Big Show, which has got a second season. That we don't know if the reality show still happen at TNT or not. That's crazy, Big Mike.
Real quick. See, like I said, sometime last year, he said that
Roman's a different animal at 36.
He would consider retiring at the age of 40.
Bret Hart's a different animal than Cody. Like a lot of these comparisons aren't the same. What I'm saying is I would not be surprised if Cody Rhodes is on the path to, I'm not wrestling because I'm able to turn this into TV. I know how to run a promotion. He again, 6 years is a long time to learn a lot. And he worked the game to become an EVP to now glow up with whatever this contract is going to be happening at WWE. I don't know. I know niggas is wrestling in their 50s. I don't know if Cody Rhodes is niggas.
He won't be that guy.
He's not niggas. I don't think he's niggas anyway.
Yeah, he put his body through a lot, and that's the thing. I think when they started AEW, he wanted to do the thing at first. He had to be front and center because they had to grow it, so he had to be one of the faces involved.
Right.
I think COVID hit, so they had to rely on him a little bit more, and that's why he had to be the first TNT champ because he has an ego like his dad did, where you still have to be relevant even if you're not going to be the main champion.
Damn.
But,
you shooting?
But I think
why are you doing that?
I think he wanted to be like. We all know they want to be Triple H and run the show and have matches sporadic. That's the point,
right?
But somehow, maybe it's because he's got all the money behind it. Tony Khan usurped him in all the control, and I think the Bucks and Kenny Omega are fine with that. I think they're way more fine with Tony Khan than they are with Cody because the three of them were together before. Then Cody jumped in, and then Tony Khan was able to give them the money because ROH wasn't going to allow the four of them to run the show, and that's why. I mean, I'm mapping we're kind of joking, but I think seriously think that he could probably go run ROH or Impact or
Right.
maybe NWA. He can go be a booker somewhere else and still have 2 to 3 matches a year.
Yeah,
and, do something.
I think Big Mike brings up Big Mike said Cody's in the entertainment business, Vince is in the wrestling business. That's true. I think Cody is definitely. I think in the last 6 years, what Cody has perfected is learning how to work and understanding behind the scenes. Nathan Bowden show, shouts out to checking out. He said Cody's a Hollywood guy. Like I really do think that Cody's in a situation where at a certain point he's not in this ring anymore. He's too smart in a number of different ways to not capitalize on whatever opportunities might be out there for a guy like him. I think Alvarez, like if his aspirations really are to be an actor,
Which is ludicrous.
shit. How many fucking Marine films did Miz do?
He's not an actor, Cal.
There's different ways to act, man. You ain't got to be in Hollywood to be an actor.
It's always been my thing with the Miz is that he's not the star he thinks he is. He's still
Right.
real world, the Miz from the real world. He just has the WWE added to it.
You're not wrong.
Because every time I talk to him on late night or a radio show, it's
Good.
like, that guy from the real world, and now you're the wrestler.
Yeah. Well, that's the story. It's
Whereas Dwayne Johnson was The Rock, but now he's the biggest fucking movie star in the world doing the opening for the Super Bowl. John Cena.
Hey, yo,
is
why
on an
Rock
HBO
pants
show.
when Rock did the Super Bowl? Why Rock pants ain't had no belt loops on them? I felt
They had
weird
no-
about that.
No, they didn't.
No,
had the-
they didn't. And nigga pants ain't had no belt loops on. He came out this.
Yeah, we gonna confirm.
I
this
thought he was gonna give us he was gonna go
I
to
don't
the
know.
camera
Ask
like.
him. Ask him, Cal.
Shit. Look, I'm.
Ask him.
Hey,
Ask him.
The Rock. Anytime you want me to talk to you about, Drip wants to know about your pants.
No,
we can
Pam
have-
did. Pam.
We can have that conversation. No, there were no. Hold up. Let me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this man had fucking
No,
leggings on. He had
I'm like,
leggings
what
with
are you-
pockets.
there were no belt loops on those pants.
That's like what didn't Drew Gooden have the buttonless suit in the NBA draft?
That shit. Well, it was because it was also
And
it was
not Steve Harvey.
the shit didn't even match, right? Like, what is this? There really had no fucking belt loop.
That nigga had burgundy and cranberry on, yo.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, that nigga is not cycling off right now, yo. Good God Almighty.
Look at that
nigga-
arm. God damn.
Yeah. that
First of
nigga
all, when did he ever cycle off except
That
for
nigga
Hey,
is-
hey,
those 3 or 4
the
years?
Hollywood Rock. Hollywood
Yeah,
Rock was he
I was
was
just about to
cycling
say
off.
those 4 years when he was really becoming an actor.
what was that
Yeah.
fit though? Who did this?
Yeah, I don't know, Dwayne. Somebody said you gotta keep look when you go to the black side when
It's
You
Black
mean
History
not-
Month, bro.
like
Nia
go
Jax
to your
picked out that
father,
bit.
sister. No, just Nia Jax probably definitely.
He looks like the hole.
He looks like the hole.
He looks like the hole is crazy.
That's
Why?
the name of the episode.
He looked like the hole.
Oh my
He
god!
looked like, but all right.
Nigga said, look, that nigga got those are the really dressed like sweat dress pants.
Right.
But he
Dress-
had a Brioni tee on, so he spent money on that fit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I tell niggas every single day, man, you can spend a bunch of money. You listen,
don't buy it.
but eventually you give a nigga $1 million and still be a herb with
Facts.
$1
Yeah, of
million
course.
dollars.
Yeah, if you don't have style, it's just it is what it is. Even if
But
it's
this-
showing
no,
personal style.
but look at this man in 2000 with the Versace shirt.
Nigga, we already know. Well, somebody put that on him. He's seen that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the real fit that Rocky put together. That
Yeah.
got that turtleneck and fanny pack.
Oh,
You know
I
what
was
I
going
mean?
to say
Which
the
is
leather vest
iconic.
and the leather pants.
Oh, that was weird. That
And
was-
no
weak-ass
shirt.
chain
Somebody
with the
put him in
weak-ass-
that too.
But it's you also have to remember the only thing we remember about those outfits is the Versace shirt. Like he just bought a bunch of Versace shirts. Them pants could have been from Walmart. They could have been from anywhere. It was just the fact that he had these $300, $400
Tell him
shirts.
my brand new Bruno Miley's
So
Savage Tour. I'm sorry.
So Brandi again, Heifer, Brandi,
No, my wife.
she is she going with him? She's
Yeah,
not
Of
a
course.
She wrote a letter, I think, too, right? Didn't she
I didn't-
write
I didn't
a
check.
strawberry
But don't
letter?
y'all think she's like pissed that she has to leave?
Very funny.
Is she?
I think she has to start from scratch at WWE. They ain't gonna put her in a top role. It's back to being Ian Styles, the announcer.
How far was she from starting scratch at this point?
Hey, yo, Goldberg and the Sparklers now looks like Gilbert. Can't tell the difference.
Hey, come on, don't do that.
A heartfelt thank you to every. What is this?
Yeah, she said. All right. So am I bugging? I swore I read somewhere last week or a week before, very recently, that that she was saying that there's certain situations where the ladies are supposed to be going to management or be going to their agents, and they're coming to her. And you know what I mean? She said she sometimes felt kind of uncomfortable being that intermediary. And like when I posted it today online, and niggas like, where? Didn't nobody talk to her? Now, mind you, niggas don't like her. However, I could have listen. You read a bunch of stuff, it may or may not be true, but 100%. If that is the case, and it kind of makes sense that women would be more comfortable coming, you know what I mean, as a woman coming to you as a woman, it would make, you know what I mean, sense that some of the women over there would feel more comfortable coming talking to her than going to talk to a top ramen head, who's supposed to be Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy. All right, like when on the reality show when was it Jade and what's her name had a problem? Jade and Red Velvet had the problem, and they kind of used her as the go-between.
Intermediary.
Now, of course, is it a work? Listen, everything's a work. But
it is TV, but still, I mean.
So my question is, in all Aryan elite wrestling, is that going to be an issue moving forward? Is it going to be the case where like now you have the ladies there like, well, I want to say something,
maybe
but I don't want to talk to blah blah blah. I want to talk to, you know what I'm saying? So there may be an issue there. I'm hoping not. Like I hope the women there are comfortable at all times.
I will say over the last couple of years working at the Empire, and I think in a lot of places, a lot of new media outlets, especially people that consider themselves understanding of a broad range of people. A lot of companies will organize certain groups for certain, different, whether it's a black group, a group with all women, Spanish, whatever the case may be, wherever your community, they like to open up spaces for you. And I've noticed that, but
that's what Cody said. He said, at the end of his long speech, he said like Amanda will do a great job in this role. I think that was the community outreach more specifically.
I mean, we'll see. Either way, a situation where you have someone that is a sounding board that you at least feel like you're heard, no longer being there, especially for I again, if even if it was a work, if it was Jade and Red Velvet or whoever felt like they weren't being heard and they can go and talk to Brandi and Brandi would at least, make their, situation plain to somebody.
Wasn't that why I think Keek said this, that Serena Deeb is now in charge of the women?
Yeah,
that to be more
recently, But I think
more welcoming and not in like Kenny Omega wasn't, but just like that they feel that they can talk to in that aspect.
But
comfortable.
I guess the question is with Brandi as a chief brand officer, how impactful were those conversations realistically? And B, can a Serena Deeb or somebody else connect and maintain that with the women like a Brandi did? Again, it's hard to understand because we weren't in those situations to know. There's a man like Nick. Wow.
Well, don't forget Brandi Rhodes was the one saying diversity, and
that's and she said. And then that's what she said.
But Cody Rhodes said it too. They all said it. Her as the brand officer.
My wife will get.
Is Brandi about to be back on the mic?
Yes.
What they do at their household.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It was right there.
See, what's funny is when Fam reacts because he's not the one pushing. Because you can tell.
That's see. All right. Dripping anybody. This is
No, I can tell that you, Kyle, because
look inside baseball. If you've been again 5 years of the Black Wrestling Podcast, 5 years. If you've been really listening, there are a couple of things that are at play during a podcast. A lot of the time, Fam is trying to make us laugh. He ain't worried a piece of the chat. He ain't worried about y'all. He's saying shit so he can see me crack up, this man crack up, and his cousin crack up. But my job, while trying to pilot the ship, is to do something to make him be like, "Hey, yo." If I could get a couple of AOs out of Fam,
I said 37 crack in the hole, Fam, legit. He was like,
that's good. 37 crack in the hole was good. No, run back to the archives for that one when you're looking for the Swole interview as well. But no, because my thing was, I don't want to say they're a package deal, but when he left WWE, she was right with him at a certain point. I wonder if she's going to be a Maurice or if she's going to be a Kayla.
She's gonna be Maria.
She gonna be wrestling?
Nah, she's not gonna be doing shit, but dragging this man down.
Wait a minute. Are you assuming? Are you alluding that? Are you trying to tell me that the black woman's going to pull a white man down? Is that what you're?
No, I'm
that what you're saying?
Once they have the original push plan, like this big angle, she probably will get fed up that he's going to be back to the bullshit that he wasn't before.
Oh,
and
man.
She'll say something and he'll be like, "No, it's fine. It's fine."
Have we talked about the fact that the Dusty Cup is going on?
On Dusty Cup, no.
The Dusty Cup is going on.
Interesting. It's like, well, all right.
Did we mention the fact that he doesn't have a 90-day?
Wait, what? All right. Because the question now, if Cody is specifically going to the WWE,
how far is Orlando from Jacksonville?
What? How far is he from the airport to go to Saudi Arabia? It's probably not
to the limit.
If you wanted to make a splash,
good advice.
Facts. If you wanted to make a splash, you would fly Cody to Saudi Arabia. Start that 12 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah.
Cody sitting in the throne with a sledgehammer. You do something. But either way, by sometime around May, Hearts was saying don't bring that man out till I don't know if it's the Monday Night Raw after Mania, but I don't know if the WWE is going to wait 5 weeks. I don't know if they got it in them to hold out for a month and some change.
I think because he's not a big enough star to move ticket sales. You might see him the night after Mania.
What if we see him Monday?
That's it. I think it's going to be either or. We're going to see him either really soon or not. I don't think he just be like, "Hey guys, I'm at Mania." Nobody cares. Well, niggas care. Let me not do that. But
wait, what?
No, it'll be like,
real? Wait, is Raw
I think it is
really next week? I'm sorry. Keep what you saying, Drip.
No, it'll just be like the memes of like, I know that's not who I think it is when they like show Cody Rhodes in the crowd at Mania. Like, look who came running back.
Oh shit! It really is Raw 1500 next week. Cody's there.
The star that left them in the dust. Remember they had that whole
Cody there Monday. Cody there Monday. Donnie, Cody there Monday.
No. The answer to this question is no.
Is it safe for WWE LGBTQ stars in America?
Damn, Cal.
I'm saying.
Yes, very.
Is it?
Yes.
For who? Like the crowds don't care.
No.
AEW crowds was talking hella shit about Nia Jax not too long ago.
Yeah, and the roster had held them down.
I mean, not the road.
They better not come around there acting crazy. Them niggas will get beat up. They might talk crazy, but for the most part, she handled it well.
She did handle it.
She shouldn't have to. But she handled it well. and it worked out for it. And
Yeah.
the roster had her back. They got that nigga out of there. So I think
Fact.
it is
He
safe.
did get ejected. Yeah, he did get
Now,
ejected.
especially in comparison to the question of Saudi, nigga, you can't write nasty stuff about their officials.
Right. I don't even want to talk. I don't even like talking about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I never mind. But they'll be in Columbia, South Carolina next Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he had Raw 1500. He had Raw. I don't think he's going to be a Saturday. If he's not there on Monday, I'll be kind of surprised. I don't think the WWE is going to be able to wait until April.
It's not that far away.
It's not that far away.
Raw 1000 was in St. Louis, Missouri. It's not like they plan a big venue for these episodes.
Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, main event, Night 2 Mania. Let's go.
God, no.
Chaos.
Yeah, let's get Cal.
No, that's just me.
No. Yeah.
Me.
You by yourself on that one, champ.
I want it. I need it.
That's what they'll run back. Again, they'll have Cody and Randy.
They'll run a legacy thing back.
Where's Ted, Randy? Where's Ted?
That'd actually be fun. They would be.
You're supposed to lead us.
Where's Ted would be the thing.
Ted's at work.
Ted's out here making documentaries about his dad.
WWE is not like the way I don't rumor Seth and Cody. Yeah. Miz and Cody might be two on the
no, because that's again
Cody and Miz, and then the mixed tag.
It's going to be the Spider-Man meme. Your jacket, my jacket, your wife, like it's the same shit.
Spider-Man meme, not
but that again, him and
confused with Driphausen.
Yeah, it literally will be the most basic match you've ever seen. Him and the Miz.
Disaster.
No, that's the thing about Cody since All In. He coasted in every match since All In.
Cody's not a legend.
No. Well, again, like I said, he was the fourth best EVP out of the four EVPs at AEW.
Can you imagine though? And I think this is the thing that could be really dope. Cody's story is really dope, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Cody leaving because management wasn't going to do what he wanted to do. He said he wanted to go out, you know what I mean, blaze a trail, you know what I mean, and really, you know, go out and find his wrestling self. He made that little list online and started wrestling matches. He's been all over to every promotion. The WWE video package should be amazing.
Yes, 100%.
That video package might be as open as the Forbidden Door gets, because they're going to have to go get different footage from different people.
Well, just think about what could be. It's him.
You got the footage of
dad. Him with his dad early on. Him and Randy Orton. Him as dashing Cody Rhodes. Him with the Rip Hamilton mask. Sure. Him with the mustache. Him as Stardust. Like him and his brother as tag champs. They have. That's why I listened to like the first few pods he did when he started out in 2016. Like he made appearances, and he basically said like I started there basically after high school. Like I was in developmental and all that. Then I got brought up, I think when he was 18, 19.
Young.
But he teamed with Sean Spears and OVW before it became FCW, if I'm not mistaken. That's why they were close. But like he started out super young, and then you got to see him have like a legit career.
Wait,
9 years
after graduating high school. Fun fact: Cody Rhodes attended an acting school. That motherfucker, he gonna be in the Marine.
I was just about to say, like he tried to be an actor.
He's the next Marine,
his name's
or at least learn for promo skills. Sameth and Cesaro.
That's the name of the episode with THs. Sergeant Slaughter.
I mean, him and Mr. 51 had a program in Impact briefly, but you think what was that on the mic? Everyone was like,
wipe the mic off. Nigga. I'm not talking to that.
Sergeant Slaughter.
And that's right. What do you got to say, Hawk? Nigga, you had to whack the motherfucker. Yeah, like you know.
I'm sorry. Oh shit, that list. He be cutting the fucking.
No, wait, I said it's a list of things I want to do, not a list of things I want to do.
This is very good,
Oh shit, that's terrible. Did I? So all right.
Thick of this thick.
I'm thinking it's it.
Think of it.
Oh, this it.
You guys
Wait.
are going to respect me. I'm here because my daughter.
See, that's why I can't go to Thadi.
It's
I'm gonna go to.
Wait. We've been talking Cody Rhodes during NXT 2.0 tonight. Our whole group chat was talking about Cody and NXT all day.
That fan was right.
Like,
well, and shouts to Black John said, he said, what if he showed up like Luger on NXT 2.0? Just like as like the sign that he'll be there, not to be there long term. Because Fan, what you said was right. The way they're creating that and Level Up, it doesn't make sense for him to go there and play Triple H there. No, he doesn't have the same mindset.
Sammy.
But Sammy Sosa, I mean,
Sammy Sosa is wild.
But
you guys are mean.
Was it? But no, because it would make sense though. Because it was supposed to be NXT AEW? Would that be Vince kicking fucking rocks at Tony Khan? Like, yo, I'm putting one of your former EVs
doing. But what he's trying to
kill you with.
But for him to do that in NXT 2.0, it's like, why would he take a lesser job? It's like you just went to the playoffs with one team and you're going to go try to build another team from
maybe he needs to work on his pro wrestling down there.
Am I the only person that feels like there has to be something where there is legit animosity, even though everything is amicable? It's not. I almost feel like they had to have a meeting like, no, nigga, I want to do this. He's like, no.
Tony Khan and Cody?
Yeah, I got Keith Lee and I got Ramen.
I think that's what he's
pissed
about.
And I think
he's mad that Tony Khan signs a checkbook to whoever shows up. Andrade, Aleister Black. That's why they had to go through Cody first, because Cody's like, I got to fucking make these guys now. Like, I think he got tired of being the Dolph Ziggler of AEW.
Well,
except he won.
But I think that brings up an interesting point. We've not really talked about all right. We've talked about as a squad, as a group, as a chat about the state of AEW and how we feel about how things have been wrong. What if it's a situation where Cody, maybe I'm not going to say he's listened to the Black Wrestling Podcast, but maybe he sees the writing on the wall. Maybe just like we're seeing. Damn, they're bringing a lot of the Miros, the fucking Aleister Black. Like, they're bringing a lot of these cats in here against these flippy cats. Maybe he didn't see a position for himself. Maybe he didn't like the direction. It feels like he's getting out of a deal early for a reason, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, man. I think this is the changing point, right? I think this is the first time where AEW gets to prove itself. I think
he's the first one, right? He's the first to jump ship, right?
First man.
Well,
First man. Oh no, I mean Leo Rush, but I mean of the day ones, yes.
I'm saying specifically just from AEW to WWE. There's not been anybody else that has come from. We were thinking Swole was going to be the first one. It looks like,
and to be honest, let's because we got to talk about it, right? If this is the most, now this is the thing, I can see these niggas sitting in a room like, yo, we can do whatever we want because Vince will never mention us until we pop up on his TV. Or is this the biggest work we've ever seen? Is this the biggest work since Montreal? Is this a situation where
Wait, because I was wondering if Cody was a spook who sat by the door for the WWE. Maybe he's a spook who sat by the door.
Elaborate that.
Piece of Sam Greenlee, y'all don't talk about Black history and this shit enough. You don't want to talk about real Black history. Go back and get The Spook Who Sat by the Door with the Black man who learned.
No, don't actually find somebody who sat by the door in your class.
It's a book. It's a book. The Spook Who Sat by the Door. It's also a DVD. You can check the movie out. Classic literature, especially for Black folk. In terms of a man trying to learn how to gain the knowledge and then take over the system. I'm wondering if Cody, because you bring up a good point, maybe it is a work. Maybe he's going out on some, what they call him, a double agent type shit.
Like he's a sleeper agent. Yeah,
he's going over there under the guise of I'm going to stick it to Tony Khan, but really he's in there going to take them out from the inside.
You were supposed to be the cure, but you're the disease.
That's what I had to throw it down.
I'm sitting here thinking, and I was thinking, Zell, shout out to Zell. I was thinking about the miseducation of Study Carson. Who killed little boy? Anyway, hey, listen, if y'all niggas is real niggas, that's for the real niggas. You know what I'm saying? The regular niggas can be like, I got to take them off here. Nah.
That's why I love Iron Man though, because that movie was all over that album. But yeah, keep going.
But no, you have a situation where they know Vince ain't gonna say nothing. We can do what we want.
Word.
Say whatever. And then at the end of the day, maybe he'll pop up. But like maybe he comes back and they figure it out.
It might be. If he's an industry plant like Big Mike said. I don't know who taught Big Mike about. Was that you, Drip?
I mean, he's got access to YouTube.
It's the youth, but industry plant. I mean, that's a very good term. If Cody really is that plant, that would.
Well, no, because he was there before, so it literally is like the sleeper agent thing. Like
that's interesting. He's fucking.
Would they take Kenny Omega now? Would they take the Young Bucks now?
Cody Rhodes is the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You got to start speak. You got to time down and be like.
It's all wrestling armbar.
Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
Canadian Destroyer.
And then all of a sudden at the end it's airplane spin.
Yeah.
Kill niggas.
No, he was doing that already over.
He did kill all the niggas. Shouts out to Sonny Kiss.
Is that why Vince brought him back?
All the niggas.
Wait, he brought the nigga killer back during Black History Month. That's crazy.
He said Bobby Lashley's getting we gotta do something about this. Cody, hey, pal.
It's gonna be a new day.
Speaking of Bobby Ashley, I wasn't watching Raw as an intent, but I didn't realize that Terry and his son was like right there in that spot where they've been holding the signs. They've been where the sign guys have been on the walkway to Raw. Mm-hmm. Terry and his son was right there.
Yo, shout out to Rock, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Rock, by the way. We'll talk about that this
week. Might have to add Rock on this week. I'm gonna hit
him up. I mentioned on the show, Rock, where you at? Where we should do so. But if you go back and watch Raw from this past Monday, there's a shot where Drip's guy Chad Gable's cutting a promo at the top of the ramp.
That's me.
Hey, by the way,
that me?
Chad Gable's. Hey, listen, Chad Gable's been pretty good lately.
Chad Gable's doing this thing. He's young Kurt Angle.
All that shushing.
Yeah. I'm glad he's finally figured out a gimmick where he can perfect that shit. But while he's cutting his promo, there's video of Terry doing this because he's like that motherfucker talk too much. He's in the background like this. If you go to the We Love Wrestling Twitter page, it's funny. It's funny to see. There's shots with him when Orton was coming out. There's a couple of, and I think when Bobby Lashley was walking back, you could see him next there. But anyway,
should go with Terry soon. Do something, man.
I was low key. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I guess the flip side is we've talked a lot about what Cody could do for the WWE. Cody has TV deals with both TBS and TNT. I don't know, Ken Lewis. I don't know.
I thought the word was I thought they just picked up the reality season for a second show. Can you imagine them transitioning from over there to New York or whatever?
I don't.
It could
I don't-
be one of the greatest reality shows of all time.
But no, but
And
WWE
that's
would have
where
to
the
allow that
Miz
access
beef
unless they
comes.
really want it. Unless they really want to stick it to AEW, be like, our programming is on your channel.
I don't think it'll. I don't see get that drip house. I don't see it happening. I don't. If he's on, because it's too. You're talking about, again, my brain. Cody's jumped from Warner Media to NBC Universal. I don't know if they're going to play that game where the guy on the competition is going to be promoting the competition on my. What Rose to the Top that played around the time these shows would be on. That's a real. It's one thing to drop a commercial during a break with your company. It's another thing to openly promote the company for an hour after the show's been on. I don't see that happening. TV wise, I don't see that happening. But that is a question.
So shout out to Cactus Mac. He says plot twist.
Ooh,
Cody
I like
starts running Ring of
That's
Honor.
why I just.
However,
Ring
Ring of Honor has to have. Ring of Honor isn't even signing people.
No.
Ring of Honor at this point is a legacy brand that does shows like GCW now. That's really what I
think
believe
that's what he wants
Ring of
to do.
Honor is going to be moving forward. But Impact would be the more interesting conversation.
They ain't got no money.
He is the money.
How much do you think he actually had? Is he gonna be Billy Corgan, just like sinking all his money into that and
Drip,
then having to sue them back?
Well, but Drip, don't forget, with $1 in a Dream, they made AEW a solid number 2, and it's only been.
What do you mean they had
years,
a
realistically?
legit rich kid? Back up the Brinks truck?
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you had Cody is probably still trending on Twitter right now. When you have somebody that is the talk of the town, you're willing to put, again, TBS ponied up. They got 2 different shows. They on YouTube. They're doing a lot for this cat.
Sure, we're
They
on
did
YouTube.
a lot. I'm not. He can fucking do it again, is what I'm saying. It's not that hard. You just got to sell it to him, honestly.
No, I don't think he can without money.
But the other thing to the ROH thing, I'm sorry, but they are celebrating 20 years, and he started his run to here
In ROH.
there. So there are some parallels where if that were to happen, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, he killed ROH to make AEW. Like he
Yep.
sucked all of life out
That's
of
what I'm
Ring of Honor.
That's actual fact.
He whispered in
Yeah.
the Bucks and Omega's ear, like, "Fuck this, we don't need this. We can do our own shit."
He didn't whisper it. He said,
Well, yeah,
"I
I'm
could
just
put
saying.
on. I wonder if I could put
But
on
I'm saying
an
that
indie
first,
show."
and then they were like, "Yeah, we can do this shit." Yeah,
They figured it out. It could happen.
they wanted to do it in ROH, and ROH was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" No,
Cody running ROH would be the ill plot.
Nah,
But
ROH was in. ROH, New Japan, all them niggas was with it.
Right.
All them niggas.
no,
was
not with
it.
them at the helm. Nah,
But they were in on the concept of All Elite.
They were in
They
enough
used
to
both
everybody
companies
get
to do
in.
it.
All
I
in
think
was
they were in
literally
on-
everybody.
I think they were in on like the Super Show, but not the 4 of them running the show.
No, the problem was, if I remember correctly, everybody was all in on the Super Show. They were not
Because everyone
all
shook. Everyone
in.
had a chance to shine.
But no, the problem was when everybody realized that the Bucks and Cody and Omega were making a rival promotion. The idea originally was we're going to be riding for in New Japan and all these organizations in ROH and in these when they established AEW, the thought was this is what we're doing. We're not in Japan anymore because we're trying to build this thing. And they did that for the last couple of years. They went to AAA, but they weren't.
No, I think they wanted, instead of starting AEW, I think they probably went to ROH first. Like, we can do what we just did, Ellen, we can do here to make this bigger. And ROH is like, no, thanks, but no thanks. So then they're like, fuck it, we'll go start our own then.
Right.
And they got the backing because Tony Khan, again, the story was he was in the crowd at All In.
That was probably how much of that conversation was because Cody was there. Keep going.
Oh, about Tony Khan being in the crowd?
No, I'm saying Tony Khan coming over to invest in these motherfuckers. How much of that was because Cody Rhodes was there?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He was the face of what that brand was in and being the elite. The Bucks had built it. Kenny Omega was, again, the silent star, the actual workhorse behind it, because he had the matches that everyone was talking about.
From New Japan.
The 6.5-star matches and, Ibushi, Pentagon, Jericho. He was doing all the legwork, all the Bucks, were showcasing it, and then Cody was the one who he was the poster child for it. And that's what I'm saying. Hangman Page was the one who's like, watch this guy in 3 or 4 years, and it came to fruition.
You don't think he could do it again?
You just said he's 36.
I'm talking in terms of
in a karate class. Tabo Ho.
Try to work it out. You trying to get brolic? Ask me if I'm trying to kick knowledge. Nah, I'm sorry. That
There are
Ethan,
a lot of possibilities.
Burn slow. I really like that. I really like that. See,
Well,
Dame Daddy and Dame Dummy.
Yo, a lot of people hate that song.
A lot of the shit was nonsensical, but I love the fact that, again, chaos. Rockefeller died of AIDS. That was the end of his chapter. I'm not going to finish that line because that shit is kind of offensive. Put it together.
Y'all rock. So that's wild. Yeah, listen. I
put you in a pine box, fellas.
Nah. You just like it because you like it because Nas from Queens. I don't trust you.
I'm 3 shots.
But
you got mad because you kept it. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I just think it's going to be a very interesting next 2 months. I think Cody just made WrestleMania season very interesting.
If you're a fan of pro wrestling, it's your time, baby. It's your time right now.
Yeah, man.
So we have Saturday. Then we have Revolution next month.
Well, all right. Saudi Saturday, Raw 1500.
They're not making a big deal out of 1500 though. They haven't announced any special guests.
Cody Rhodes will be there. Cody Rhodes. I'm all in on Cody
Wait
Rhodes.
until it's 11 o'clock and Cal's like, "Where is he?" Cal's like, "He was supposed to be here."
That's a Patreon conversation, by the way.
It is a Patreon conversation. We need to pick back up. Do y'all think Cody would go back to AEW eventually? Is what Eddie?
Yes, of course.
Piece of Greek on the promotion. Salusa, more money, more life. I could see Cody going back to AEW at some point, especially if he's in a sleeper agent.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think again? So the 50% of work, is that what we're leaning towards? Half in, half out.
It's
all the way, fam.
All the work.
All the work. I'd say 25 to 30% of work.
I'm saying, all right. I guess I'm the contrarian. I think it's 100% real, but I think if Tony Khan was like, "Yo, you ready to fuck them over and do some shit?" I think Cody would go back. I genuinely think it's good until Cody realizes they can get something better. Because I'm assuming, again, I keep bringing it up, but the one thing that Brian Alvarez kept stressing during his Wrestle Observer conversation with Semper Vi was, do you realize how much money WWE has right now and how much money they've been spending in the last couple of years? If Cody Rhodes is trying to cash out, now is the time. Saudi funds, Fox funds, whatever's going on, public traded company. If you're going to cake up and use the cachet from the last 6 years to go to the WWE and make your 401k pop, now 2022 is the time. And realistically, I'm glad if we're looking at, because we're gonna be getting out of here soon, I imagine. I'm glad if we're looking at the beginning of the playing field being leveled between WWE and AEW. I'm glad it's an EVP and not a Wardlow or a Brian Cage.
Is this leveling it? Because WWE's been winning is the thing. Like at the end of the day, they were always winning.
They're winning monetarily. I think
it all depends.
That's what matters.
Not necessarily. And this is what I always say.
Because
start
quality of the
talking
product
money is when a nigga start talking money, you will find a nigga that's losing. And the thing is, the marks set what's cool in pro wrestling. It sets the marks define the trends in pro wrestling. Yes, your business is thriving. However, what Vince sets out to do is win the marks at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he wants to be the king of all of it. And that cool right now is being blazed by the folks over at AEW.
Yeah, I think
what I was trying to say is because WWE's been around longer, and how many fans how many legit WWE fans went to AEW instead of the indie fans just going straight to AEW because they were so anti WWE? And everyone's tastes are different. Everyone thinks AEW. I mean, people could think AEW is trash, or they think it's great. Like we've all been up and down on AEW since it started. It's had its great moments. It's had its shitty moments. And WWE, at this point, it's been 30, 40 years. We know what to expect, the good and the bad, every week. The AEW, like you guys are trying to say, that honeymoon phase, when was it going to end? And they're just never letting it end. That's what I'm saying.
It's not over yet, yeah.
So that's why I can never say like they were winning in terms of a better product. To me, it could be perceived as a better product, but to Matt, it probably isn't.
I think when I talk about winning, there's a couple. Honestly, the monetary, WWE's a distant first place if you're talking about who's standing on who's watching. But and again,
always be
as the guy who has to kind of charter and captain this shit weekly on youtube.com/Black Wrestling. When I have to make the doc, I'm noticing, at least in the last couple of weeks, it's been WWE, AEW, even if it's just the shit on AEW.
This is WrestleMania season.
That's why they're on cruise control.
That's thank you, because I think a lot of people have been saying in the last couple of weeks, going into WrestleMania season, the last couple of Raw specifically, SmackDown too, it's been real mid. It's been real like by the numbers. I watch Raw. I felt bad because I wasn't watching intently to see Terry all over Raw. But this past Monday's Raw, the only thing I cared to watch, aside from the Alexa Bliss segments, was the gauntlet that they had with the women's match. A lot of that shit was kind of, I don't care about what the fuck's going on.
We'll talk about it Thursday. But
we'll talk about
they have been putting that glaze on Bianca Belair.
You're right. She got that win. She did get that win.
But they have been, listen, ever since Andre the Giant drop.
We'll see.
But then we had it with day one to Royal Rumble. All the questions, because Roman Reigns, Brock, it was all chaos and like Fam said, in the unpredictable way. We don't know what's gonna happen. And we didn't until the Rumble happened, and then Brock and Ronda won. AEW's picked up the baton since then. They've had the better product. I look at last week's Dynamite, vastly superior show than what's been on Raw and SmackDown.
Why does it? I stopped watching NWA when Jim Cornette said whatever he said, and then they didn't cut it out. And I feel bad because Ricky Starks, the number one Euphoria fan at AEW, he was the man at that time. We didn't get to watch it.
But he's still the man now.
You are completely incorrect there, sir. I apologize. I understand being pessimistic about WWE. I am quite often. However, if you've been paying attention to her booking, the opposite is true.
She's gonna wreak havoc in the Elimination Chamber.
But aside from that, and really,
is probably gonna win at the end.
I think. Yuck. All right, I'm an old, ornery pessimist at this point. Life is short. Life is fucking short. But that doesn't mean you need to be impatient. There are some things you have to wait for. And just like Darius Carter, I saw what Darius Carter tweeted. He had a perfect tweet early. He's like, the way people are reacting today, I'm paraphrasing, but you can tell the people that aren't thinking in the long term. Like this Bianca, if you feel a certain way about Bianca, I understand that, but you have to see the seeds that are being sown, because the hope is that at a certain point they're going to come to fruition. But again, that's a story for Thursday. Who follows Cody to WWE is an interesting question.
I don't think anybody, to be honest.
They said he's still going to be working at the Nightmare Factory.
Well, he started it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But is that a feeder system for AEW, or can they go anywhere?
Anywhere.
They can go anywhere, yeah.
So watch for AEW, but it'll be interesting going forward. Whoever they,
I'd say maybe look to who he's working with first.
Do you think they're sending Hook to WWE?
What I'm saying is,
people would lose their minds.
Comrade Bottas here.
But drip.
No!
Shouts out to the Russians. Yes.
Hello,
I don't know what
comrade.
Verlife is, but it's always Verlife.
We were talking about the Winter Soldier.
Is that? Am I? Fuck black people. Is that my trigger warning? No, like I'm not the Winter Soldier, but
No, sir.
The
When you
nigga
think-
soldier.
when the niggas, so
Don't
that's
laugh
the name of
at
the episode.
Don't
When
laugh
you-
at it.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm.
when you think about the Nightmare Factory getting these people, and now they're
That I
on
agree.
Dark, they're on Rampage and all that, that could be NXT 2.0.
Starts to get in shape. No chance in hell, as Vince McMahon would say.
Creature. The Russian bot don't know about Cody. No, you.
Cody
Really?
Rhodes.
Cody looks like one of our greatest sons.
His father teamed with Nikita Koloff. Very
It-
good fake Russian.
Is it bad to get? Can we get sponsored by Verlife? They're not
Yeah.
racist, right?
Oh, they're definitely racist.
Big MAGA.
Big MAGA.
Is
MAGA.
Ver- are the Russians on any other black podcasts out there?
They're
I
on.
don't
They're
know
on.
you.
Where's Buffy?
They've shown up to do this.
So it's y'all.
It's it's math. Because I think they will show up when he's not there.
The Russians are invading Maryland? Is what's happened? Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Hey,
They're not invading black wrestling community. They're just invading Maryland.
you would think we talk funny.
I can't even.
that's not bad. That's not
That's
bad.
actually funny. On that note, shouts to y'all for indulging us in this extended Cody Rhodes conversation. We'll I'm assuming that there's more news this time Thursday. Pop over youtube.com/black wrestling. You might even want to hit the notification bell so you are alerted to when we're going live, when we are live, when videos drop, because I'm going to assume that if there's new news between now and then, we're going to be picking that up back then. Crown
we got
vodka.
We gotta talk about tomorrow's Dynamite and what
That's
happened.
the most commie thing ever. Yuck.
Crown Royal vodka. What would you call it?
I wouldn't call
Try-
it nothing. I'm not ordering it.
I seen somebody sent me a video. This guy was trying to play a joke on this white woman. He was like, "What are your pronouns?" And she was like, "My pronouns are she and her." And he was like, "Oh, that's what's up." He said, "My name is Nick, and my pronouns are Nick and her."
No.
He said, "So what I like to do,
No.
is
No.
to have an extra, so people can be aware of pronouns. I'll be like, oh, your pronouns are she, her, she, her, she, her, she. All right, so now my pronouns are Nick, her. You say him, and she said, Nicker. And he was like, bloop, bloop, bloop. I was great. Black History Month is still going on for the rest of February. Before we get out of here, piece of map, Damon.
Our predictions champion.
Do y'all want to let the people know where they can find y'all?
Hey man, LFam79 your social media choice. Way more importantly, at West Buffy every single weekend, man. I see y'all in a couple days. See y'all in about 48 hours. 2 and 2.
You can follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip, Instagram Davis Colm DC. If you like to hear me talk about movies, TV, music, and other stuff, Banks vs. Davis on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Most importantly, Black Wrestling on YouTube.
Facts. We actually may
Throw
already
that
have,
little bruh and cuz.
Hey, could.
we might have to talk about that Super Bowl halftime. This week's show is gonna be interesting.
That's what this one sounds like, a modified Scott Storch.
Cool. I may already have the name of this week's episode, but we actually didn't even get to that conversation. Stay tuned. Drip, can you remember to remind me to ask Fam to break down his Cody Rhodes, the one theory he had? We're not talking about it. The cliffhanger.
Done.
Thursday.
Dun.
But Drip, if you could remind me of the acronym AFN on Thursday, I'd appreciate it, because I don't know if I'm going to remember to put it into the doc between now and the next time we're on YouTube. My name is Cal.
8:35 live Thursday nights. We'll see you
I'll
there.
be crip walking when I win that predictions title on Saturday.
Here we go. Creek, there Drip already said there's going to be a Hovio 2. I don't know if we're doing DJ mixes. We'll have to talk about. I don't know. We've not had any conversation about.
Well, it'll also be a championship celebration because I'll be the new predictions champion.
All right.
I'll be able to change this hat to the other hat, but this is a great hat as well. Big Black Wrestling, Big Cartel for any future drops. Bookmark that.
I'm Cal. At Cal on Twitter. What's important? At Black Wrestling on Twitter.
Drip walking is amazing.
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackWrestling.com is the website. But as always, you can find the podcast. We're still on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. But most importantly, youtube.com/Black Wrestling. Thursdays, we go live every Thursday around 8:35. But realistically, you need to just subscribe. Hit those post notifications. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like a video. All that shit. Support us so we can support y'all. I think that's it. I hate the fact that there's this music because you have to take care of 20 different things when you are BRP Channel Live and Butts.
Like me or not, I didn't come up here to